What's up, guys? The other day, a buddy of mine shared a video to me on YouTube that was all about Google Pro Earth and how to use that tool to find new fishing areas, to build waypoints, and then put those on your units. What that video showed, though, was basically building the waypoints and then copying down the lat-long coordinates and manually inputting those into your units, which may work for some, but I know with Lowrance, there's a much easier way and an easier technique to do this. So that's what I'm going to show basically from start to finish, incorporating that easier system for building a file and getting those directly to your units. So to start things off with, or actually before I even get into this, quick backstory to all this. I had a guy show me this back in the spring. A buddy and I went to a brand new body of water, had never fished it. Went blind day one, went into an area that we had heard about, struck out, really didn't catch much, a couple dinks. And then that night we went back to the hotel room, started talking, started figuring things out, and got onto Google Earth, started looking at where we wanted to go, and started dropping waypoints. And then he actually showed me how to get this onto your unit. So days 2, 3, 4, and 5 were just phenomenal. And I think these pictures here, I want to say it was from day 3. That's 29.2 pounds, a couple sixes, a couple fives, and a 4. And it was just a phenomenal day. And without Google Earth and doing this and using this system, this wouldn't have happened. So get right into it and show you guys how to do this. So the first thing we're going to do is fire up Google Earth. And from there, I'm going to show you guys a lake down in Southern California that I've fished with my father-in-law. So let's orient this right. Click on this little N right here. It'll set everything straight. We're going to go to Diamond Valley Lake, California. So let's get there. Okay. All right. So let's go ahead and take that out. Don't want that anymore. All right. So the first thing I want to do is go into My Places, go ahead and add a folder and name it Diamond Valley. So that way you know what lake you're going to be using storing these waypoints on. Now, what I would recommend, you can see I've already got some listed out here that I've already done this on, but when you are adding these waypoints, make sure that whatever folder you're adding these waypoints to, or whatever lake you're going to be using, you highlight it. So that way when you store a waypoint, it's going to actually drop in under that file there. Okay, so we're going to use this historical imagery right here. We're going to go ahead and back this out until you can find when the lake was at its lowest point. And that's going to expose some things. While I'm doing this, there's also another tournament that I had fished back up in Washington, and I had done the same thing. I didn't know how to use the files to convert it into the units, or to my Lowrance units, and so it took me a little while. I had to manually plug them in, but when my buddy showed me this new system and how to do it, it was just phenomenal. Caught a few fish on those exact waypoints that I had found during that tournament. It was my first or second time on that body of water, so I think it helped me get a 4th place finish or something like that. But anyways, you guys can see back in 2016, February of 16, the lake was pretty low, and it exposes all of these humps, right? So if I go forward, 8 months, they're not completely exposed, and then you go forward 2 years, and they're completely hidden. But when I drop this thing down back to 2016, it exposes everything. So these are some pretty popular spots out here on Diamond Valley. I know I've fished these places with my father-in-law, and you can see you've got these boulders here. I mean, it's just good stuff to really put your bait in the hot spot, in the strike zone, depending on that time of year. But what we're going to do is we'll just add a waypoint. We'll say rock pile. I'm going to actually name it large boulders. Okay, and I'm going to do the same thing for these guys. These look pretty big. It's not just your standard little rocks, so I want to know that these are large boulders for what you'd see out here. Again, you can see all these right here, so with this one, I may go ahead and put a few on this just so I can see or I know exactly what's going on in this whole little stretch here. There's quite a few there. One of the great things about this is I don't have to go through and blow this area up. I can see what's, already know what's here because I've done the research. I know that there's stuff there, so I don't have to scan over this with my side scan and blow that water up. I can just go straight in, get my boat into position, and cast straight to it. Let's say this is an island, little hump out here. Let's see. So you can see, you got your finger coming out. We've got a very large rock right there. So let's just do this. Large boulder. We'll say this is kind of scattered rock. Zoom back out. You guys get the point of what I'm doing here. I'm just going to highlight some more stuff. Hump. We'll say this is a smaller hump. What's great about this is as everything I name this is going to go straight into the unit, whatever I name it. So I know exactly what it is. Cool. All right. We'll start there, right? I'm just giving you guys an idea. You guys can break this whole lake down in probably 20, 30 minutes, to be honest, because it's not that big. But you guys can see there's a lot of exposed stuff underwater that if I didn't have a mapping card or I didn't have the greatest maps, I can still build this and plug them into my units and still get out here. But, you know, when we're at full pool, right now, a lot of this isn't exposed. You guys can see there, I fast forwarded December of 18, and go back February of 16, and all this stuff is there. Cool. All right, so I've got my waypoints. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over here to this file, and what I'm going to do is save this. It's important that you take this and put it into a KML file. Okay, so I'm going to go ahead and save that. Let's see. Where did I save that to? My desktop. Okay, I just want to make sure where I put that. Now, go to my desktop, and I've got my KML file, so I know it's right there, ready to go for me. Now I'm going to open up the internet, and what I can do is go to this website, KML to GPX. Your GPX files are what your Lowrance units read. So anytime you are using and trying to upload waypoints, you need to make sure that it's saved as a GPX file. For instance, Missouri, I'm out here in Missouri, and they've got a website where they've actually put fish structure, man-made fish structure into the lake. And they've taken those waypoints and they've put them on a website in a GPX file. So all you have to do is go download that GPX file and then upload it to your units, and you're good to go. So go ahead and choose the file. We're going to go at Diamond Valley KML. We're going to convert waypoints, any tracks you got as well. Convert. Okay. We're going to go ahead and view the new file here. Okay, it's going to be uploaded right here for your Mac users. I'm not too sure how this is going to work for PC guys, where it would store. But all I have to do is take this file now. Okay, saved right here. I'm going to take this file and I'm going to plug in my SD card and upload that to that SD card. And then what I'll do right now is I'm going to break and show you guys how to do that on your actual Lowrance units. Right here, I'm going to go ahead and plug it into the top slot on my unit. This is an HDS Live 16. Some of the other units you guys have out there with Lowrance, I'm not too familiar with. I know with Gen 3s and your carbons, it's going to be very similar. But with your other units, just get on YouTube, research some manuals, whatever you can do to how to upload files onto your unit. But with those 3 units, Gen 3s, Carbons, and HDS Lives, this is how it's done. It's pretty quick and easy. So all I'm going to do is come right over here to storage. I'm going to go to my memory card top, and then you guys can see right there it uploads my Diamond Valley GPX file. So I'm going to go ahead and click that. I'm going to go ahead and click import. Go ahead and hit yes. Import's done, and there it is. That's as simple and easy as it is. Quick. It's a lot better than having to manually program those in, writing down that long, all that stuff. It's just much easier. So getting you guys over here into the actual waypoints, you guys can see here's Diamond Valley Lake, and then you guys can see those little blue spots right there. Something I like to do is to leave these spots blue. Once I hit them, I'm either going to mark them and change the color. So I'll change the color from red, yellow, or green. Green lets me know, hey, I've caught fish here before. Yellow is like, I still think this area is good, but there wasn't any fish. And then red is, after fishing it, I just have no confidence in it. But it just leaves those waypoints on there, but it tells me historically how I've done in those areas. So that's another tool you can do. So give you guys a quick idea of what we're talking about. So you just go in here, hit it. You guys can see, go over to your color wheel, and then you guys can change. Let's say we want to change it to red because, hey, we didn't like that spot. Save it, and then you've got a red hump. Hey, there's no fish out there. I'm just going to leave that alone. Or you want to change it to green because, hey, you slaughtered them one day. Those are other ideas for you guys to kind of help you out with these waypoints here. But the whole idea behind this was just to educate some people on how to dial in, find waypoints, and how to quickly upload these to your units using Google Earth and your Lowrance units. So I've done it in the past. It's worked well for me. I'm a firm believer. Like I said earlier in the video, if it wasn't for this system and what my buddy showed me, we definitely wouldn't have had the time that we did on the lake we were on. And then same thing with that tournament I fished. I definitely wouldn't have placed where I did if it wasn't for this. So some tools here to throw into your arsenal, and hopefully it helps throw you guys some fish across the deck for you, whether it's just fun fishing with the wife and kids, some buddies, or helping you guys cash checks. So best of luck to y'all, and hopefully we'll have some fish catches for you guys in the near future.